Welcome to this week's session with Putnam County District Library. This week we are looking at Photopea. Photopea is an online photo editor, similar to if you've ever used anything like a Photoshop to work with and adjust and change images. That's what you will see with this program. It's available online on your computer, any type of a device. It is just strictly through a web browser. It is free. There are paid options, but you can do almost anything that you would want. The one thing that you would keep in mind is you are limited, of course, but it will work the same regardless. So I've got photopea.com pulled up here. First thing I want you to make note of is right here at the top, we have the account. I am currently logged in. That's why it's yellow. But if it's red, you would need to log in. You can simply use a Google account and you would have 0.5 gigabytes to be able to save. If you do not log in, then you just would need to make sure that any of the work that you've done, that you save that back to your device. So from here, I am going to simply, you can start a new project. You can open from within your computer. There are templates available as well. This week, we're going to look at just part of Photopea because there is so much here. And then next month, we will look into some more details of what is available. So the first thing I am going to do is show you how easily I can just simply take and drag a photo over. And it just is going to automatically load right into Photopea. So here I have an image that I can now work with. What I have going down the left-hand side is my toolbar, very similar to what you would see with any type of editing. And notice there's always the triangle here, and when you click on this triangle, you're going to get more options that become available to you. So for example, this selection tool, I now have the rectangle select as well as the ellipse. So anytime you simply right click on this, this is what you are going to see is more details. As you do that, what you'll notice is if let's go back here, I'll go to the select, I'm going to pick a rectangle and I am going to select, or no, I guess I did ellipse. I'm going to select my what I want in terms of my ellipse. Notice across the top here that this does change. So I have more choices that are available to me here as I do that. I also wanted to show you today how if you go down to the very bottom, you are going to have the option to zoom in. So this will then be able to notice I've got a plus here now, so I can zoom in. If I hold my control down on my keyboard, I can zoom out, and I can continue. If I hold down my Alt key, notice that changes back and forth from plus to the minus, so I can just continue to zoom back out. Above this is the next tool with the rotate view. So if I click here on rotate view, notice I now have my hand. So I can rotate my image around however I might see fit, what I might I might want to be doing here. The next thing that I wanted to make note of here for you is not only do you have your tools going down here, but you also have your menu across the top. When you go to more, you can change the language if you needed to make something easier for you. You can also change the theme. I personally prefer the dark gray theme, but you could change that theme over. You can change it over to, say, the light gray if that is better for you to work, but you can make that and personalize that however you would like. The final tool that is along the side here that I just want to make note of today, because like I said, next month we will be looking at additional tools as well, is the crop tool. So if I were to go here to the crop tool, notice again, I currently have the rectangle selected, but if I hold down my control key, I have other crop perspectives and tools that I can use there as well. And what happens is I notice as I'm clicking on my crop tool, and let's just say that for some reason I only want this very little part here of the image. Notice I've got how this has changed. The menu across the top has changed. And I can actually then just click the check mark, or I could hit enter on my keyboard and it's going to pick just that particular part of the image as well. So this is what you will see just as the beginning stages here of what is possible with Photopea. As I said, next month we're going to go into more options of what you see, what's available to you as you look at these tools. Notice as I go across each one of them, you get more of a description of what the tool is for, what it's capable of doing. We'll take a look in more detail next month. I hope everyone has a fantastic week.